Hi, I'm Kathleen Hudson, the director of the Texas Heritage Music Foundation. We're located on the Shriner campus in Kerrville. And I also teach in the English department at Shriner. So I have the wonderful opportunity to weave our music projects in with my academic life, and the classrooms at Shriner are now rich with guests. More on that later. What I want to talk about today is the stories that I have seen and heard over the past couple of weeks, and I want to talk about an upcoming event. First, those stories. Terry Hendricks and Ruthie Foster both playing at the Kerrville Folk Festival. It was phenomenal, it was high energy, it was beautiful, and often, some of the people actually called it a hug fest. Now, that just means that the spirit of love was present. Mary Gosha was also part of that evening with her collection of very strong songs. So we heard a great night of women's voices. We sang along. Sid Cassone joined in, bringing some historical story to the whole evening. And just for your information, both Terry and Ruthie have been guests in my Shriner University English class many years ago. And they're chapters in my second book on the women of Texas music. A quick connection, Terry Hendricks will be our featured performer on September 30th in a evening concert sponsored by Toyota. And I will be using her book in my freshman writing classes. There's one story for you. Another story is the night I heard David Broza. Now, I'm an old friend, an old fan of this man from Israel, but this particular night he brought a film, East Jerusalem, West Jerusalem. He was a stand for peace. He showed us how he used music to really bring together the children from a refugee camp on the East Bank with the Israeli performers, and it was a pretty phenomenal evening. I was left with the desire to bring him to Shriner, and I'm in conversation right now to have that happen next February. Keep tuned. Now that's just a little bit of the Kerrville Folk Festival. One night I got to sit with Peter Rowan and his old buddy Rex Foster and hear the beauty of those two friends writing and creating together. And the surprise guest was none other than Robert Earl Keen. And of course he does live in Kerrville, and Robert Earl Keen showed up and told some stories about living next door to Peter Rowan in Nashville. Rex told some stories. We heard some beautiful songs. We heard some bluegrass. Yeah, one of Peter Rowan's life experiences was to be part of the Bill Monroe Bluegrass Band. But that's just one. And if you don't know Peter Rowan, look him up. Speaking of Robert Earl Keen, speaking of July 4th in Kerrville, Texas, look it up. There will be an event, and Robert Earl Keen is the headliner. More on that later. Now, those are a few more of my stories of the Kerrville Folk Festival. I went up to Austin and heard Max Baca and Josh Baca at Strange Brew, hosted by Ernie Dawawa. And every Tuesday night, Ernie hosts special groups at this club, Strange Brew. And it was worth the drive to Austin. Max and Josh have become favorites of the Texas Heritage Music Foundation, and they will be returning September 7th for our first coffee house and September 30th for our annual Texas Heritage Music Day. If you would like to volunteer, perform, donate, be a sponsor, you need to contact me. And one of the best ways to contact me is at my email, kathleenhudson123@hotmail.com. And you may also contact our office, kat@texasheritagemusic.org. That is to be involved in the September 30th event. One of the last things I did was attend the 4th anniversary of the South Texas Popular Culture Museum, and I saw the showing of the Doug Somm documentary. Joe Nick Petoskey is the director, and that's a whole program in itself for me even to talk about that. Just know that the film is rich with Texas history, and I am thrilled that I've had a chance to see it. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is looking ahead. Looking ahead, July the 16th in Johnson City at the City Park, we will get to experience Will Owen Gage. I've been listening to him play since he was about 14. He's a committed blues player. He is a wonderful human being. And the Texas Heritage Music Foundation, in collaboration with a group of fans in Johnson City, have put together a program called 290 Texas. And Paul Sumrall has a birthday that night, so this will be his birthday party. This will be a fundraiser for the Texas Heritage Music Foundation, but most of all, it'll be a night with Will Owen Gage. I invite you to join us. I invite you to join me. And if you show up July 16th and tell me that you saw this video, you have a free t-shirt. Let me know. And with that, I want to invite you to go on the road.